So this video might be terrifying to the appearance of an individual who thinks this is real and thinks that it has control. But this is an illumination that there never has been control. There never has been free will, especially to anyone who thinks they're manifesting their dream life or they have control over what they call destiny. This completely collapses all of that, because there's only one singularity. And one means there is no choice. Because if it's simultaneously everything, one, there would be no separate individual that would have free will. And what's so beautiful is there's this recognition that there never has been a choice. If you look at it, you can even notice thoughts arising from nothing. You didn't choose the thoughts, and you didn't choose to make the choice. You didn't choose the thought to make the choice. It just appeared out of nothing and disappeared into nothing, and nothing was doing it. Nothing made the decision. You never chose anything. It just happened. Life just spontaneously appeared to happen by no one. You didn't choose to be born. You didn't choose what color eyes to have, what face to have. You didn't choose anything. You can even watch it throughout the day. Everything is spontaneous. It's just spontaneously appearing to happen, and you have no control over any of it. You didn't choose to wake up this morning. You didn't choose to pee. You don't choose or control blood running through the veins or heart beating. You didn't choose to bat your eyelash, scratch your face. It just spontaneously happens from nowhere, and no one's doing it. And whenever there was a sense of control, it was to feel safe, to feel like you exist, to confirm that. Because it doesn't feel safe for the me to think it doesn't exist. Because that means that the whole story of the life was a total illusion. It didn't happen. You never had a family, you never had friends, there was never a world, there was never an other, there were never people, there were never things. And it can feel like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. There's nothing to hold on to, and it can feel terrifying at first. But at the same time, it's home. It's a relief. It's freedom. And there's something that knows this already. There's something that recognizes it, even if it resists this message. There's something that knows. And this something is nothing. The absolute relative. There's something that knows that this isn't actually happening. It's a magic trick. It's a play of light. It's nothing appearing as everything simultaneously, as everything, one totality. And it's just this. This is eternity. This is timeless. This, looking at a screen, is everything. And nothing happened before this. It was all a story. And even the memory of the story is this, appearing as a thought. What were you before you were born? Nothing. You're still nothing. You just magically appeared as everything. Simultaneously. And you didn't choose to do that. It just happened. It appeared to happen. But it didn't happen. It is and it isn't simultaneously. It's a paradox. It's not happening. It's not real. It appears real. And every time you thought that you manifested something you wanted was just something you wanted, appeared to happen spontaneously, and the thought of wanting it had no influence over it happening, because thoughts and words, fears, wants, desires have no influence over what's appearing to happen, has no power. So it just happened to be that something you wanted ended up appearing to happen, which it would have, it couldn't have happened any other way. But then it brought evidence of, oh my gosh, I manifested that, or I really desired it so hard and held the vision of it that it ended up appearing, but it had nothing to do with that. Because life is happening automatically. It's doing itself. And there's no individual that's doing it. Because it's one nothing appearing as everything, one totality. There's no individual that has control or free will or volition over anything. It's a free fall. It's a surprise. You don't know what's going to happen in 2 minutes. Tell me what's going to happen in 2 minutes from now. Tell me what's going to happen in 5 minutes, in 2 hours. What's going to happen later today? You have no clue. You have no control. You never have. And that illusion of control made you feel safe. This message can feel unsafe, but at the same time it's home, because you're nothing appearing as everything simultaneously, and none of this is real, none of this is really happening. You've always been home, and that is safe. So it's safe as reality, but it's unsafe to the appearance of the individual, because it's unknowable. You can't know it. You can't get outside of everything to know anything. You're the unknown. You can't know yourself. You can't understand this. It doesn't make sense. It'll never make sense. It just is. It just is, and it isn't. It's unreal, but it appears real. It's the absolute relative. And the relative is the story, is the appearance. It's still, but it appears to be moving. It's silent, but it appears to be sound. It's screaming at you all day by being everything. You're breathing it, you're sitting on it, you're watching it, you're seeing it, you're hearing it. You are the beloved everything, which is nothing. And it has no meaning. There is no point to it, which makes it fun. Meaning would be conditional. This is unconditional love, which includes everything. It's unconditional. There's no rules. There's no control. Free will was an illusion. Free will was the story of me, the story of meaning. This is wild. This is boundless. This is free. It's free to be wild. It's free to be spontaneous. It's always been spontaneous. You can even look back in the illusion of the story and see how you had no control the whole time. You never had control. There never was a free will. You didn't choose to choose. Even neuroscientists have discovered that they measured how you go to get a glass of water, the body moves to go get the glass of water, and then 7 seconds later, the illusion of the me, the individual, thinks, I did it. I got the glass of water. It was an illusion. There is no me, there is no individual. Because there is no separation, it's just one. Nothing being everything. You didn't choose to watch this video. I didn't choose to make this video. It just spontaneously happened. Just like thirst or hunger or whatever happens, you have no choice, no control. And it's nothing speaking to nothing, nothing hearing nothing. There never was a you. There never was a life. There was just pure, wild aliveness appearing to happen as everything. No distance, no time, just this. Just this. Nothing happened before this, nothing happened after this. Thinking that something happened in the past is just a thought that arises in this as this. It's always this. It's just this. Nothing happened before this. It was just a story that you carried around in a heavy backpack called me. You were never born. You don't even remember being born. You were told you were born, and you believed it. You just appeared just now. This just appeared. This. Nothing happened before this. So yeah, the recognition of no me and there never was a me and can be a big, oh my God. It can be terrifying, it can be relieving, it can be peaceful. All sorts of feelings can arise from nothing. For this, it was like jumping out of an airplane. Nothing to hold on to. No parachute. Ah! Oh my God, I never had a life. It was a fucking story in the imagination. It's fucking wild. It's crazy. It's crazy. There never was control. It's so obvious. Oh my God. It just happens spontaneously. Everything just happens spontaneously because it's one. It's one and it's wild, boundless. And there's no one in the body. There's nothing in the body. There's no soul. There's no entity. Because that would be separation. There is no separation. It's boundless. There is no borders, no limits, no... It's undivided. It's just one wild energy. Wild. So yeah, when the me is collapsing, there is a recognition that there never was a free will. There never was a choice, because there is no one. There's no one to do that. And this isn't really happening. Which can be a relief. It's like, oh my God, yes. Hallelujah. This isn't happening. Because if you think about it, if it was real, we would be doomed. This would totally self-destruct. It would just be, I mean, look at how even the abstraction of the imagined world is totally nuts. It's totally nuts, dude. And when you realize it's not real, it becomes fun. It's like, oh my God. No wonder it's so fucking wild. It's not really happening. It's not scary anymore. It's like sitting in a movie theater and forgetting that it's a movie and thinking it's real and having like a roller coaster of emotions and be like, oh my God, and crying and terrified and all that stuff. And then the movie's over and the lights come on in the theater and you just see a screen and you're like, oh my God, it was just a movie. It didn't really happen. It wasn't real. Wow, what a relief. It's beautiful. Then it becomes like a love story for no one, and it's just beautiful. All of it is. It's just stunning. And the question why disappears. You stop trying to figure it out. And it's like a childlike wonder. It's just like, wow. Oh my God, wow. Because it's one. It's one. Nothing appearing is everything. There is no separation. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no fear. And if there is fear, like the body walks out in front of a car and there's this sudden feeling of fear, there's nothing for it to stick to. It's not happening to anyone. It's just fear rising and disappearing. And feelings arise and disappear already. It's already doing that. Just like these words are rising and disappearing. Where are they going? They disappeared. Every word, every sound, everything disappearing into eternity, nothingness, timeless, this, appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing, deleting, 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 nothing ever happened, nothing. And the body appears and disappears all day, but most people don't notice it. Like when you're washing dishes or reading a book or whatever, the body's not there. But then there's this illusion of continuity that you just assume that the body's always there. But it's not. This is just an appearance. Appearing and disappearing. Not really happening. I love talking about this. It's so fun. Reach out if you want to chat about this. I'll give you my number. Yay. Mwah.